Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Small just a little bit. Try just a little bit.
Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you have never been here before, my name is emmatamsinhill. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I just thought, let's just do a little get ready with me, a Q&A. Like, let me chat to you guys, let me do my makeup at the same time. So I've got a bunch of questions on my phone that I asked on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, you know what to do. And I'm just gonna answer them. I'm gonna have a real chill get ready with me. I've actually wet my beauty blender, I remembered to do it. Buzzing. I'm not really gonna talk through like my makeup that much, but I'm gonna put everything I use down below. Let's just get straight on into it, babes, because we have quite a lot of questions that I wanna get through. So the most asked question that I had when I put out this little question box was basically just like, how are you? Like, how are you doing? How are you coping with this lockdown? Like, how are you feeling? I've literally done my skincare right before this, but I'm putting on a bit of a primer. But if you want to know more about my skincare, I did do a little reel and TikTok recently about my daytime skincare. So if you want to know what I'm using at the moment, go and check that out on my Instagram or my TikTok, which are down below. I've really been trying to do more effort with my skincare. So like eventually I might do a little video. I've broke out at the moment because, period. Basically, how am I doing? How am I coping with the lockdown? Like, how have I been? Like, just so many sweet questions of people asking like, I hope you're okay, sending you love. And yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I was saying like I was really struggling. If you're not from England, we're in our third lockdown now, which means basically nothing is open except the supermarkets, just essential shops, and we can't really go anywhere. I do live alone, so I have a bubble. So I'm still allowed to go to my parents' house and see my parents, but that is pretty much it. I mean, I am lucky that I do have all body as well, so I can go to work and I have one member of staff. So I am seeing someone there, like at work or my parents, but in general, I live alone. It's not been the best. I mean, I haven't been feeling the best. You know, I'm really, at the moment, I'm good because I feel a lot better now. Last week, like the past couple weeks, I was feeling really, really shit, like really crap. I started the year off feeling good, feeling motivated. I think most people start January off feeling like, yeah, let's do it, 2021, amazing. And then it just dwindled because we went into lockdown again and I was just feeling really shitty. And obviously the winter always really messes with me. Like the dark days, I'm someone that needs a lot of natural sunlight. It just makes me feel happy. So the dark days, the crap weather, coldness, like can't see any of my friends, like it was all really getting to me. And I think because I live alone as well, like I tend to overthink a lot. I'm a massive overthinker. So yeah, I was really not having a good time. Like I was just, it was just like a low hum. Like it just felt like the sadness was, like I wasn't crying every day, but it was just like, I just felt very, very, very unmotivated. I still kind of feel unmotivated now, but I'm just trying to pick it back up. But especially the past couple weeks, because I actually went on Instagram and said to you guys like, look, I'm really like not feeling good. And I had loads of messages from people, which was really, really, really sweet, and I really appreciate it. Like I went through a shit phase, but honestly now I'm feeling like the past week I felt a lot better. I mean, I'm still not like absolutely buzzing, yeah, so happy because of the situation we're in naturally, but at the same time I know that, you know, I'm really feeling this way because of the situation we're in, do you know what I mean? And also it's going to be hopefully easing up soon. Actually Boris is making an announcement tomorrow to tell us like when the school's going to open, when things are going to start reopening. So that feels like a light at the end of the tunnel. It's feeling hopeful. At some point it was feeling like this is never going to end. This is never going to end. And I'm just praying and hoping that this was our last lockdown. I pray, because I just don't think us as a country can take any more. Like I really don't. I have been good. Like I'm always good. I'm always good. I go through little phases where I feel crap, but I know that, you know what it is? The past year has really taught me, you know, you might feel shit now, but you won't feel shit forever. Like it's gonna ease up. Part of my personality, I just have the tendency, oh my God, I thought I wasn't recording then. Part of my personality, I just have the tendency to be really dramatic about stuff. Oh my God, imagine me, a Leo, being dramatic. This past year has taught me is, you might feel shit now, but it will not last forever. You're gonna feel okay again. Any tips or ways to cheer yourself up in lockdown? I'm at uni at the moment and missing home. Honestly, what I've been doing is just do things that make you happy. Like, I've really not had that much motivation recently, which makes me feel shit, but at the same time, this lockdown, honestly, it sounds ridiculous, but it was all about survival. Like, if I'm just waking up and fucking surviving, that is enough at the moment, because I think we're all very sick of the lockdowns, feeling really shit with the winter as well. So honestly, just doing things that bring you joy, make you happy, FaceTiming your family, FaceTiming your friends is really important, like having that conversations, because like sometimes I can go like a full day without going outside or seeing anyone or talking to anyone, and that can just lead you feeling like really low without even realizing. So even just like going out, going to the shops, like talking to the person at the checkout, like little things like that really make you feel like normal and human. Talking to your friends, having FaceTime sessions and all that stuff is really important. Ooh, do you want kids one day? 1,000,000,000%. Like, I feel like ever since I've been younger, I've always thought, okay, one day like I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna have kids. I don't know, it's just something that's always been in my head. And you know what it is? You know what's really funny? My dad did not want children. Not to bring the mood down, but my brother was definitely an accident. So my dad didn't want kids, but when he had kids, he was like, oh my God, like he obviously like loved it. And my dad's a great dad. So I find it really funny that he said he never wanted children. And like the man really, really didn't want children. But obviously like when my brother came, he was just so in love. And then they had me. And my dad's reason for not wanting children was that he was too selfish. Like he just said, I'm too selfish, I don't want children. Which is really funny to me, because my whole thing is, this is gonna sound ridiculous to some of you, I want children because I just can't bear the thought that I die and then there's no one else after me. Like, someone has to live me on. How self-centered is that? I know it is, but I can't just die and that be it. Like, someone has to live on my legacy. And this, I always thought this before I even did this job or whatever. I always just thought someone has to be me, like in a different human form. Who is your fave hun on RuPaul UK Drag Race this year? Oh my days. So at the beginning, obviously I was loving Lawrence Chaney because he was just so funny straight out the gate. Like, so hilarious, absolutely love him. And then, you know what, I did like Cherry Valentine because she is representing for the Northern Gals. And I think her looks were just amazing. And obviously she's a mental health nurse as well, which is like, I just think that's beautiful. But as the time has gone on, oh, obviously I love Tace because I actually followed Tace before she was on the show. Absolutely stunning drag queen, like gorgeous, absolutely loved her, loved the hair flicks, everything. But as the time has gone on, I've really took a shine to Bimini. I think Bimini is amazing. Like, everything she's doing, it's very satisfying to me. I think she's just so effortlessly funny and just a really kind and nice person. So yeah. Favorite thing about having your own business / being your own boss? I think the being creative, like, is just really satisfying to me. That's probably like my favorite thing about having my own business is being able to be creative and have an outlet for that. It's definitely not easy because, especially when you are your own boss, you really have to be disciplined with yourself, and that can be hard sometimes because it's at the end of the day, like, if you don't work, if you don't like get yourself into gear, nothing will work. So it's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. When you are like doing it and you're in like a good place like with it, you feel really accomplished because you're like, wow, I'm actually like doing it, like I'm doing the damn thing, like you feel proud of yourself. So I'd say, yeah, like it's just, it is nice only having to answer to yourself, but at the same time it's a double-edged sword. Do you know what I mean? Do you plan on adding more to All Body? I bought the lilac and the sand. Oh my God, the fact they comfortably fit my thighs is a blessing. I want more. Oh, that's so cute. I'm so happy that everyone is liking the tracksuits. I've got the sand one on right now. 100%, we are adding to the range. I literally have so many plans for this year. I sat down earlier this month with Alice and like planned everything out, and we have a lot of, that is my main like focus for 2021, is expanding the product lines, like having more different clothing items on the site and everything like that. Like, I'm really excited. Yeah, that is my main focus for this year. So there is different things coming. Any advice for gaining the confidence to wear a bikini? Oh my gosh. So for such a long time, I never wore a bikini. I think the first time I ever wore a bikini, it was when I went away with some friends in like 2017. So I was like 21. That was like the first time I properly wore a bikini. And I was so self-conscious, but I kind of just made myself do it. Like, I pushed myself out of my comfort zone. I don't think anyone ever feels 100% confident before they do it. You have to do it to gain that bit of confidence. I literally just kept pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And although like it can be really scary, I feel like when you actually think about it, when you're wearing a bikini and stuff or on holiday, I know you feel like everyone's looking at you, but no one really is. No one really is. It's like when you go to the gym and you're scared, oh my God, are people looking at me? It's like no one's really looking at you. And if they are, that's their business. Like if they're looking at you and thinking, oh my God, like look at her tummy, look at her rolls. It's like that's their business and they've got to live with that negativity in their head that they're perpetuating. It doesn't reflect on you because someone has a bad opinion about you. Do you know what I mean? Oof, that one was deep. But it's just baby steps. Just try little things like, why don't you like buy a bikini and wear it and wear like a little kimono over it, or like a little sarong. Like it really is baby steps, and then as time goes on you'll feel more and more comfortable. Like I'll wear a bikini now and not really care. Actually, when I think about it now, like I really don't give a fuck. But I remember at the time when I first wore a bikini, I felt so self-conscious. But you just have to really push yourself to go out of your comfort zone, because nothing is going to change in your comfort zone. Buy that bikini, wear it, feel good. Feeling good in an item is what's really important as well. So buy something that, you know, makes you feel good. First thing you're doing after lockdown, oh my God, I am definitely going to see my friends. Point blank. Like I miss my friends so much. Definitely going to a restaurant. Like I've honestly just missed the little things, like going to a restaurant, going like to a cafe with my laptop and doing some work. Like it's really the little things that make you feel like not normal in these times. Like it's the little things that bring you joy. So definitely going to a restaurant, definitely see my friends, definitely going and have a few bevies, get some dick. Literally, that'll be the things that I'll be doing. First place you're traveling to when we are able to. I had a lot of people asking this. I think we're all like vicariously like living through the ideas, like I'm being like, okay, one day we can go away. I'm actually not sure. Like I obviously don't have anything planned because everything's so up in the air right now. But I've been watching this program on Netflix that is so good. It's called Somebody Feed Phil. And it's this guy, and it's like it's a food program. So one of my friends put me onto it, and he goes all over the world, like exploring the different cultures and the food and everything. And he actually went to some places in Europe that I think, oh my days, like this is literally on my doorstep, and I just haven't explored Europe that much. And I really want to do that. Like he went to Lisbon in Portugal and it was beautiful. My parents have been there, but I just thought, oh my days, like this is literally like a 2-hour flight from me and I've never been. So I really want to explore Europe some more. I really want to go to like some Scandinavian countries, definitely like Sweden, and why can't I think of any more Scandinavian countries? City-wise, I want to go like Stockholm, Copenhagen, Helsinki. Like I just want to travel some more like places that are really not far from me, but I want to do some more like city kind of breaks and just explore the different cultures, try the different food. Like I really want to do something like that. So I don't have any like huge major vacations planned, because I think right now thinking that far away is like, yeah, a bit crazy to me. But when this whole thing is like over and we can actually travel properly and maybe like America will let us in again, I would just love to go everywhere. How to start your own fashion company. So I do get asked a lot of businessy questions, and I really want to do a video with my dad, because my dad gives me the best business advice. He is basically my like mentor, I guess you could say. Oh, another thing, sorry, I just thought, another thing I'm doing after lockdown immediately is getting my nails done, getting my toes done, getting my eyebrows done. These are press-on nails, but I need some real acrylics in my life ASAP. Anyway, back to the question. I really want to do a video with my dad because I feel like he just gives the best advice, and I feel like it would be really good for a lot of people who are asking for business advice. But I would say how I started my own clothing company was, you know, kind of sit things down, think, okay, what's my niche? What is it that I want to do? What do I want to sell? Think about what products that you want to sell. What is the core values of your brand? Write a mission statement kind of thing. So talking about like what the ethos of the brand is. If someone says to you like, oh, what's your brand about? You want to be able to say it's about X, Y, Z. For me, it's like All Body is all about size inclusivity. Like we do from sizes small to 5XL. Through our marketing, we use all different kinds of people. It's not one size fits all. It's not one kind of person fits all. It's for all bodies, all genders, all religions, all races, all ethnicities, all everything, you know? So have a mission statement or an ethos of your brand. What it is, think about your customer, what customer would buy your clothing, kind of write what we used to do at university. I've forgotten what it's called, but it was like a customer profile. Write down your customer base, what you want your customer base to be, who they are, what they need, what they would dress, what they would do, where they would go for lunch. Like honestly, every little detail, think about your customer, then you can kind of build your branding and build your marketing from there. As far as actually getting clothing, what kind of price range do you want to set your brand at? What kind of materials do you want to use? I started off all body basically buying wholesale garments and then printing and customizing and embroidering on top of them. So I basically found a t-shirt printing company, and they basically printed all the first, they did the first couple drops, I think. They basically did all the embroidery, and I did screen printing at first. So I had the blank garments and then they screen printed them and embroidered them. So look locally for a company that you can use to decorate garments if that's what you want. If you're just doing like t-shirts and hoodies and sweats, which is what I did in the beginning. And then eventually, like now I have all my own equipment. You don't need to have all your own equipment. It was just, we decided to do that in-house because then it just gave us a lot more freedom and stuff. So, but having that initial money to put down on your, you know, buying the garments, buying the material, like the packaging materials, the materials, like if you're gonna put little cards inside, like all things like that, you kind of have to save up a lump cash investment or get an investor. But I've never had an investor in my business. I know a lot of people need that to kind of get up and running. I'm lucky that I had my parents, because they kind of gave me an investment so I could buy my machinery. This is all long and involved. I really feel like I want to do a business video, but I'm not sure how to structure it. But if you guys want to see that, do let me know, because I can talk about this all day. When was the period of your life when you knew what you wanted to be? I don't feel like, well, I never thought I would do this as a job, ever, like ever. When I was younger, I really was interested in music and I was really interested in fashion. I feel like fashion though was my main thing. I had a passion for fashion. And I remember like being really young and being at my granny's house, and my parents bought me this like fashion designer thing, and like I used to draw out sketches. I used to think I wanted to be a fashion designer because obviously when I was younger I didn't know that there was various fashion jobs that you could do. So I was like, okay, I want to be a fashion designer. I didn't really have like a flair for designing clothes at all, but I was just so interested in fashion. I'm really not a good drawer at all, so that one kind of went out the window. I was always interested in fashion. So like when it came to college and everything, and high school, I ended up doing art at GCSE, which I'm not good at traditional art, as in drawing, painting, XYZ, but I was more interested in like, for like my final project at GCSE art, like I made like a dress out of paper and stuff like that. Like I was more interested in the fashion and the photography. Oh my God, what's wrong with my voice? And when it went to college, I ended up doing photography, because that was more so what I was interested in, because I was interested in kind of styling and putting the outfits together with the photography. And then from college I ended up I decided, okay, I did a lot of research on what kind of different fashion jobs there were, and I was like, okay, I want to do fashion styling. So I decided to do fashion styling, went to university, and my course was fashion promotion with styling. So I always thought I would be a stylist, or when I did some internships, I was like, okay, my dream was to work at a brand or to work like at a fashion magazine doing styling of some sort, and then maybe eventually move on to personal styling like music videos and that kind of stuff. It's something that I do actually want to pick back up a little bit when I have the time. Well, I'm kind of doing it now. This is what I mean. I kind of translated it into what I do now. But so I was basically, when I graduated, I was looking for a job in fashion, doing that, like fashion entry-level positions, literally anything that I could find. And then I started doing YouTube as like, honestly, just a hobby. But I'd been watching YouTube for many years, ever since I was a kid. I kind of knew the formula. So I was like, if I do this, I kind of know what to do. So I think that really helped me. So then when I started doing this and it picked up, like I ended up really liking it. And then I found like this new love for like giving you guys advice and just sharing like my wisdom with my platform. So I feel like it kind of developed into a new passion, but I feel like I'm still kind of doing my initial passion, you know? But I never thought I'd be doing this as a job. So yeah. Do you have any tips on growing a following? I've been trying to for 2 years and struggling badly. My advice for anyone that's trying to build like a platform, build a YouTube or Instagram or whatever, is consistency is key. Be consistent with your uploads. Like when I first started my Instagram and stuff, I was like, okay, I'm gonna upload a post every single day. Be consistent. Make sure your pictures or your videos are good quality. You don't have to have like amazing equipment, but even if you are filming on an iPhone, make sure it's good lighting, make sure like people can hear you clearly. Like you could honestly film on an iPhone and it'd be great. Just think about the lighting. If you were watching a video, what would you want to see? I don't know, my quality is not through the roof amazing. I'm a stickler for lighting, like the lighting has to be good or else I just don't want to watch it. I say that, and is my lighting really that phenomenal? Well, anyway. When it comes to Instagram, like make sure your pictures like are again, same thing, good lighting, good like poses, like all that kind of stuff. You can find so much information online about this stuff. And also a big thing, probably the main thing along with the consistency, is find a niche. What is your niche? What is it you want to talk about? Is it fashion? Is it beauty? Is it cars? Is it, I don't know, music? Anything, absolutely anything. And I'm not saying you have to stick with that niche forever. Like I started out with fashion, but I do all sorts of things now, because I think when you become established and people enjoy you, if it's like you, if you are your brand, you are your personality, people will watch you do anything. Like people say to me like, if I'm like, oh, this video is so boring, people are like, I would literally watch you paint a wall. Like, do you know what I mean? Like sometimes people just enjoy you as a person. Yeah, just stay consistent, stay passionate. If things don't happen straight away, don't worry. Like, I feel like with the internet, a lot of us think it has to happen overnight, it has to happen straight away. Don't get too involved with, oh, this hasn't got enough likes, this hasn't got enough views. Just keep going and keep trying. And if you are enjoying it, that is all that matters. It's not all about the numbers, it's not all about the money. It's really about, are you enjoying it or not? And if you're not enjoying it, there's no point. If you are, I started my YouTube because I enjoyed it, you know? And obviously now it's different because it's my actual job and everything, and that's amazing. But you have to enjoy what you do. How do you deal with negative / hurtful comments on social media? Okay, as I think we all know, the last video I uploaded definitely did not go down very well. And again, if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen me talk about it. And I did say, you know what, I hold my hands up. I think it was definitely a little bit tone deaf to upload it at the time I uploaded it, because it was actually filmed months ago. Like when everything, I mean, I won't go into it again, but it was filmed when we were allowed to travel, when we were allowed to do all of these things. So I feel like my mistake was I uploaded it at a time where it was probably a little bit tone deaf to upload it right now. But the whole reason I uploaded it now was because the tracksuits for All Body were coming out, and obviously in the video we went to go to see the manufacturer and about all that stuff. So that was my whole idea. Like, it made sense in my head. Obviously to a lot of people it was offensive to them and everything like that, which I completely respect everyone's opinion, but there was a lot of hate from it. There was a lot of hate from it, and it's gonna sound a bit crazy right now, right? In a way, I kind of needed that. I think the past year, especially like in this whole pandemic, like being in lockdowns, like not being able to, I don't know, just life not being how it is, I really struggled, especially last year, with like hate comments. And I don't actually get too many hate comments, but just the little things, they was like piling up on me, and I was really getting upset about a lot of stuff. And I found someone sent me like threads about myself where people just chat shit about me all day and all that stuff, and it really got to me because I feel like I was already in a very vulnerable place mentally because of other things that had been happening in my life. Oh my god, it just cut me off when I was talking about something so important. So basically it really played into my like self-doubt and things that I was already dealing with at that time. As time has gone on, I've just realised, just because someone thinks something about you, it doesn't make it true. Like, someone might think that you are literally so disgusting, a horrible human being, but I know in my heart I'm really not. So just because someone thinks that, just because you might comment and tell me I'm an awful human being, I'm XYZ, it don't make it true. It makes it true in your head, but it doesn't make it true in my head. And at the end of the day, the only person's opinion that matters is my own. Of course, if I'm doing horrible things, like for me, there's non-negotiables like racism, like homophobia. Obviously, if someone's doing that, yeah, they're a pretty shitty person. People will comment on literally like the most trivial things, especially with like social media these days. It literally can be something so small that people comment on. And like, I'm trying to think of an example and I can't think of one. I don't know what it is like with the internet these days and like social media and influencers, and I don't know, but I think people think they can just take out their own aggressions on people online. I don't know, it's a little bit strange, but you know what it is, it took me a really long time, and obviously these comments still hurt me, of course they do. It would hurt anyone. It's not normal for humans to sit there and read horrible things about themselves. Like, it's just not, our brains really can't comprehend it. Like, imagine if you woke up every morning and someone sent you a text of a horrible message like, you are this, you are that. It just wouldn't happen. And so it's very abnormal for us to read them things about ourselves, and if you're not careful you can absorb it and start actually believing it. It took me a really long time, but I think now I've just come to the point where I'm okay with being misunderstood. I'm okay with people forming their own opinions about me that are not true, because I know it's not true, and the ones that really matter know it's not true. But the thing is about like people who are like haters or trolls or whatever, it's like people feed off that. Like, people love to see it. I don't know what it is. Us as like humans, we don't feed off all the positivity, like we feed off the negativity. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad, but I feel like as time goes on, I learn about this more and more, like especially as like my career progresses. Like, I just think, of course, sometimes when I'm feeling shit, it does feel shit, but what's important is setting boundaries in place. Like for me, I've not read the comments on that, my last video. After the day I uploaded it and I started getting loads of negative comments, I just stopped reading them. So that is my own boundary. Like, I'm not gonna read them comments because I don't want it to get into my head too much and stop me from like being myself. Because for a long time, especially last year, I got to a place where it's like I kind of stopped being myself online because I was just too, everything I did I was like, they're gonna say this, someone's gonna say this, someone's gonna say that. And really, the people that have negative things to say are this percent, do you know what I mean? The main percent that matters, and the ones that actually care about me, you guys that actually care about me, you make up the majority. But you know what it is? The people who love and support you and the people who are happy like with everything that you're doing usually don't say anything, because it's like they enjoy your content, they whatever. The ones that don't enjoy you, don't like you, or are jealous of you or anything, and people that harbour negative energy towards you, they're going to make sure they're the loudest people. So this will translate to anything in your life as well. It's like people, it's like work, like people, my dad uses this analogy, right? If you have people working for you or whatever, the ones that are happy with their job and love their job and are doing a good job and are really good workers, they aren't going to say nothing because they're just happy. The ones that like are fucking lazy and don't like their job and hate it or whatever, they're going to shout the loudest. So it's like, for me, I feel like I know I have a community of people that like really like me and really support me, and at the end of the day you're not going to be liked by everyone, and that is okay. But just because someone says something negative about you or something horrible about you, it doesn't make it true. So yeah, and watch, they're gonna have a fucking field day without them haters. Go on, take it and run, babes. Will you be doing sustainable clothing brand hauls? Yes. So I talked about this on my Instagram recently. I was saying that I want to do more sustainable kind of content, because I mean, let's face it, I said this on my Instagram, there is few and far between ethical and sustainable clothing brands that do plus size. But I feel like what I can do is, you know, try different brands out. I want to try more niche, like smaller brands out and try their clothing. And like, I was thinking maybe I can do some hauls of like a few pieces that I've bought from these smaller brands. I know a lot of the time they are a lot more expensive. So my thing is, of course, I'm still going to wear ASOS and Boohoo and PLT and all that stuff. But what I can also do is try and make a conscious effort to, you know, shop smaller a little bit and shop at more sustainable brands. Like, the little changes are the ones that really matter. So I want to start doing more content like secondhand clothing hauls, like charity shops, Depop, that kind of stuff. Doing more videos about making like outfits from my own wardrobe, things that I've already got. I really want to do like more fashion content like that. That is not just hauls. Also trying out smaller brands and stuff like that. So I really do have plans for that. And I'm really excited about that. But obviously I'm still going to be hauling the bigger brands that we all know and trying those kind of clothes out, because I feel like for us plus size people there really isn't that much options, and for a lot of people who can't afford to wear everything, you know, sustainable, everything that's ethically sourced, and it's shit, it really is shit. And I do understand why these more sustainable brands are more expensive, because everything makes sense, you know, they're paying their workers a better wage, they are better sourced materials, all that kind of stuff. It does make sense. But I think as a society, I'm tripping over my words here, as a society we have just become very used to everything costing nothing. Everyone wants something for nothing these days. It's difficult because I feel like it's ingrained in our brains now. But I will be making an effort to do more kind of content like that, because I think it's going to be really fun, and I think it's more interesting as well. I don't feel like anyone can just switch everything overnight and make everything like sustainable, but the little changes do really matter, and I think it's really important to shop with small businesses. Being a small business owner myself, like, it's really important to support these kind of people, and I want to put them like on my platform, so you guys, you know, instead of buying a big package from ASOS 1 month, you might decide, okay, I'm just going to get a couple pieces from this small brand. Like, it's little changes. It's personal, but how is the dating going? Any updates? By the way, I love putting blusher on my nose. I think it's just adorable. No, I'm not really dating at the moment, because you know what it is? I was dating, but then I just got really bored of it. Like, I don't know what it is, especially in this pandemic, because I decided my thing was, right, I'm putting on too much blush now. I'm getting too ahead of myself. My thing is, I want to date. Like, I want to go on dates, and we obviously can't do that right now, so I feel like I just kind of gave up with it, because I'm just not with the small talk, yippy yappy, like blah blah blah. I don't really care. I've just kind of stopped for now, and I feel like I'm gonna pick it back up when we're allowed to meet people again, because I'd really like to just date, like go out with people, go on dates and just do different experiences. That's my main like thing. So when we're allowed to do that again and it's safe, then I will probably start dating again. Obviously, like, I have my roster. I'm always talking to a few people, but nothing serious. I'm not seriously dating. Would your younger self be proud of where you are now? Oh my God, 1,000,000,000%. My younger self would look at someone like me and be like, oh my God, she is incredible. Because when I was younger, I just didn't think it was possible to like live loudly and like love yourself and be like loud about it and be proud of who you are. Like, I don't actually think about that much, but it's like quite emotional to me, because it's like I needed someone like me when I was younger. I'm happy. I feel like a lot of time I can forget, like when girls message me saying like, you've helped me so much, I can forget like what kind of like where I used to be mentally when I was younger. So the fact that I can be that person for like a lot of people is really special. Love you guys. What's your favourite self-care thing to do at the moment? You know what? I'm loving a bath. I'm loving a bath. Like, put the candles on, put your Netflix on, bubble bath. Like, I'm really enjoying that. I'm also really enjoying painting. Like, I know I said I can't paint, but I'm doing a paint by numbers, and it's actually so relaxing. Paint by numbers, yeah. I don't know what to do on my eyes, by the way. This is why I'm stalling, because I'm thinking, what should I do on the eyes? So I do have a few new eyeshadow palettes that I've got, and I feel like I want to do something new. So I've got this Physicians Formula one that I got sent. That's pretty. It has some nice little shimmers in there. That's looking gorge. I've also got this Miss Piggy, Miss Piggy one, which has got some pinks in. I don't really know if I want to go for pinks right now. God, the mirror on that's amazing. I love a palette with a big mirror. I don't really think I want to go for pinks right now. I used this the other day and it was really good. Oh, this one's got a big mirror as well. This Iconic London eyeshadow palette. What do I go for? This smells like the butter bronzer as well. But I'm going to go for this Iconic London one. We're going to go for this one. But I have no clue what I'm going to do. Let's face it, it's going to be the same as always. It's a nice little smoky brown, maybe a bit of shimmer. Thoughts on polyamory? This is a good question. Let me just actually get the Google definition for polyamory before I botch something up. This is a topic that I feel like I could talk about quite a lot, because I'm not I wouldn't class myself as someone that's polyamorous, but I don't know if I necessarily believe in monogamy. And that's just because, like, I feel like I'm quite traditional in a sense of like, I want to get married and be with that one person, you know? But open relationships do intrigue me, not gonna lie, because people think like, oh, you're supposed to be with that one person, and if you even think about someone else or have feelings for someone else, like, oh my God, you're cheating, you're an awful person. No, like, as humans, we are programmed to find people attractive. If we really go back, we are programmed to mate. So having desires for other people is completely normal, even if you're in a relationship. People have this thing of like, if their boyfriend cheats on them or their girlfriend cheats on them, they didn't love them, and blah, blah, blah. Someone can fully be in love with you and still cheat on you. And you know what it is? Like, I don't condone, by the way, I do not condone cheating. But what I'm saying is, it's natural for us to have these desires. Now, to act on that desire without speaking to your partner and talking to them about how you're feeling and basically betraying their trust is wrong. And it means that like you don't respect that person. Do you know what I mean? You're going behind their back. But the actual deed of being with someone and wanting to engage in sexual activities or romantic things with someone else is completely normal. Like, it's actually very normal. So for instance, right now, I'm actually talking to someone who's in an open relationship. And I feel like I was talking to my friends about it, right? They were so intrigued, but at the same time they were like, I don't think I could ever do that. Whereas with me, I just think, obviously we all have a jealous streak, and it's completely natural, because you know what it is? It plays into our insecurities. When we think about our partner being with someone else, we start thinking, am I not good enough? What is it? Are they better than me? Are they this, that? And it plays into our insecurities. So I think to be in a polyamorous relationship, you have to be a type of person that is very sure of themselves, very confident, very comfortable. And although I feel like sometimes, yeah, maybe I could be in a polyamorous relationship, at the same time I feel like my emotions would probably get the better of me, and I'd probably be a little bit jealous. But that's nothing to do with them, that's all to do with me. I feel like people that can do polyamory and make it work, good for you, because you're actually living the dream. Because at the end of the day, we all want someone to love and someone to care for and someone to be with, but at the same time, the thought of being with one person forever is a little bit scary. Like, I want to experience different things. You want to experience different things with different people. Just because you are with one person and you say you're in a polyamorous relationship and you completely love that person, you completely trust that person, you have amazing communication, but you might want to go and sleep with someone else. And that's okay. Like, for a lot of people, they can't wrap their heads around it, but that is okay, because with a different person comes a different experience, you know? And it doesn't mean you love your partner any less. It's just like, I want to experience something a little different. I think I've been in a lot of situations, maybe not a lot, nah, definitely a few, but like I've been, like the last person that I was like continuously sleeping with, we have always had like an agreement, and it's kind of like a friends with benefits, but at the same time it's very open, very honest. Like, I knew that he was probably sleeping with someone else or whatever. I was obviously like talking to other people, maybe sleeping, having that trust and communication with someone, and knowing just because this person sleeps with someone else, it doesn't make me any less of a person. That's important. And I feel like a lot of people, especially like a lot of my friends, they didn't understand mine and this person's like relationship, because a lot of people, my friends and shit, like they admired the situation that me and this person had, but they was like, I couldn't do it. Like, I just couldn't do it, because their emotions, they were like, I just couldn't do it. Whereas for me, I'm a very emotional person, but I can detach the emotions from the act, you know? So polyamory definitely intrigues me. I don't know if I could do it because of my own like emotions, and I just know what I'm like. Like, I don't have a problem with like people who are in those kind of situations, or like I said, like I'm talking to someone that's in an open relationship, and I'm completely fine with that. Like, yeah, it's the jealousy that can get that can get the best of people. But I'm really intrigued about polyamory and that kind of stuff. Ooh, the way we are as humans. There's no denying our DNA, you know? What do you like most about being a Leo? Being extra AF. Yeah, I love about being a Leo. We love to be the center of attention. We love like being loud and proud and whatever. But we also have really soft hearts. Like, we really care about people that we care about, and we'll do anything for them. That's what I love about being a Leo. Updates on your sexy podcast. It is coming. I know I've like talked about it online quite a bit. It is coming, but at the moment, me and my management are sorting it out. They're kind of trying to find a platform to host it and everything. And basically we've just got meetings with different people at the moment, in case someone wants to pick it up, kind of thing. So it is happening, but we're just in meeting stages at the moment. When I start recording it, obviously like I'll let you guys know, but we don't have a set date yet. I'm hoping in the next few months it'll kind of get sorted. It's gonna be good. Like, I'm really excited about it. Like, my dad is now like so involved. He texts me all the time. He's like, I think you should talk about this. Like, I basically have all my topics that I want to talk about for like the first season sorted, and it's really like, I just can't wait to share more, because it's like, I know like I'm kind of saying it's going to be about sex and whatever, and it is going to be about sex, but it's also going to be about all sorts of stuff, like my experiences with like relationships, like birth control, like STIs, like honestly the kind of things that you would want to be taught when you're younger but we never really got taught. And I know there was a bit of an uproar in a couple videos ago I did like a sex video, well, a vibrator video, and people were like, she isn't a real educator and this, that and the other. And I just feel like, yes, I'm not a sexual educator, I don't have qualifications in this, it's literally all my own opinions. Take my opinions with a pinch of salt, do you know what I mean? But I have experiences that I want to talk about and that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you want an actual educational podcast, you can go and find that elsewhere. But this is just gonna be from like my kind of point of view. And yeah, what tattoos and piercings do you have and do you want more? I have quite a few. I'll try and put some pictures on the screen of which ones I'm talking about. So the first tattoo I got was the one on the back of my neck. I got that when I was like 19. It's like a big mandala kind of thing, but in a, I don't even know what shape you would call that, in like a diamond shape. What did I get after that? I waited quite a long time after that to get my next tattoo. I got my lady on my arm. People always ask me, who is the girl on your arm? And it's basically, I told my tattoo artist, I just want a bad bitch. Like I want my inner persona. Like I just want a baddie bee, like a bad bitch on my arm, my alter ego. So I have that tattooed on my arm. And then I have both the backs of my ankles tattooed with unalomes, which are basically, you can Google what all this kind of stuff means. My tattoos don't have great meaning. Like I just get them because they look pretty. They don't have to have a huge meaning. The unalomes are kind of like the cycle of life and like the twists and turns of life and that kind of thing. I also have a tattoo here that says love yours. This one was done stick and poke. I'll put the, if I can find the artist, I can remember the artist that did each one, I'll put them down below. But this is stick and poke tattoo, which is amazing. And I do want more, but I really think about tattoos before I go in and get them. So yeah, I definitely do want more though. Piercing wise, I've just got my ears. I don't have any more piercings. Oh, my nose. I have my nose pierced. I've had that done since I was like 17. And I don't feel like I'll ever take it out. I love it so much. It's just part of my face now. I would feel so weird without my nose ring. Like, yeah. Other than that, I don't have any more piercings. I used to have my nipples done, but I took them out because my body kind of started rejecting them. And I feel like, not gonna lie, I like to get my breasts sucked. And it's like when you suck titties with nipple piercings in, it tastes like 2 peas. So took them ones out. So that's it. That's all the piercings that I have. Oh, I tell you what I used to have as well. I used to have my tongue web done. So that bit right there under your tongue, I used to have that pierced. I had to get it taken out when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and I just never put it back in. I don't know if I'd get it pierced again. It was just fun. Like I got that done when I was literally like 16. What is one thing you regret but you wish you didn't? I don't have regrets, you know, because I just think, oh my God, which shimmer am I gonna use? I just think regrets, there's no point in them. You can't change the past. Yeah, something might have been a really bad experience, but whatever you go through, it will always teach you something. No matter how shit it is, you're always gonna learn something from that situation. So I don't have regrets. How do you feel approaching your mid-20s? I'm the same age as you and single. Do you feel pressure? Maybe a tiny bit, but at the same time I don't, because I feel like that is an old way of thinking that we don't need to think that anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of pressure for women, like, okay, you need to be married, you need to have kids, you need to do this, and you need to do that. And I just think in this day and age, we don't have to conform to that anymore. I just think we don't need to conform to that anymore. We don't need to be what society wants women to be. And I think that's beautiful about this day and age and our generation. Obviously there are worries and stuff. Like I think when you start getting to a certain age and it's like you want children and whatever, and you haven't yet had children, you start worrying. But your 20s are the best fecking years of your life. Don't waste it worrying about, oh my God, I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to do whatever. When it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. The time will come one day and it'll be perfect. So don't spend too much time worrying about stuff that you can't change. Like, and if you do wanna, I just feel like for me, I live my life by like, if it happens, it happens. And when it happens is gonna be the exact right time that it happens. You know what I mean? So obviously sometimes I think, oh, I kind of like wish I was in a relationship. But then at the same time, I think a man does not define me. A man doesn't define me. And I'm as whole as a person as I am without a man. Does that make sense? Like I am a whole person without a man. I don't need a man. And then if I get a man, it's just gonna enhance my life. Do you know what I mean? I'm not completed by another person. And that's on that. In what way has therapy benefited you? Oh my God, it's literally changed my life. Like, it's been the best thing I ever decided to do, honestly. Because I think all the answers are always, it's like the therapist doesn't fix you or change things. All the answers are inside of you. They just help push you to find them within yourself. So it's like, I just feel like I've had so many realizations about life, about everything really. It's really, really, really helped me. And it's not been easy. Like, it's not been easy, but now I've been doing therapy since like, was it like July last year? Now it's been like over 6 months. I'm really seeing the way that I've changed, like mentally, and the way I'm viewing things and the way I analyze things. I'm really seeing the progress that I've made, which feels amazing. And I think now mainly it's like, when I think about certain things or certain things happen, I kind of just ask myself more questions and analyze things more. Like, okay, why am I feeling, if I see something, I start feeling upset or start feeling like anxious or whatever, I think, what has triggered me? Like, I bring it back so I can ask myself questions like, what is it that's triggered me to feel like this now, and why do I feel like that? And when you ask yourself more questions, you just get to learn yourself better and get to know yourself better, and in turn you can just become a better person. So yeah, it's really, really helped me. I really recommend it to anyone that like has been struggling mentally, if they can do it. I sorted out all my makeup yesterday, and like I was finding things that like I forgot I had and that I really love. Like, for instance, MAC Velvet Teddy. Let's do that today. And maybe a bit of gloss. I used Morphe. Is it Spiffy? Yeah, Morphe liner in Spiffy, MAC Velvet Teddy, and then the NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee. But like I said, everything I've used on my face will be down below. I think I look stunned, I'm not gonna lie. Let me zoom the camera in. I look cute in the viewfinder. Watch me put it on my laptop and at big screen I look awful. My earrings are from my friend's company, Image Gang. They're beautiful, they're gorgeous. Same with my Emma necklace. My jumper is all body. Way. Look at me posing. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. That's it. So I've actually really, really, really enjoyed filming this video. I feel very happy after this. I feel like we've had a good old catch up, a good old chin whack. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching if you got to the end, because I feel like this is going to be a very long video. But thank you so much for watching. Love you all so much. See you soon. Hope you're doing well in lockdown. Hope everything's all right. Hope you're safe, your family's safe, everyone's all right. Everyone's loving each other. Yeah. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good week. Okay. Love you all.